Hello and welcome to the strangest episode of Kickpoint, the Golf Gear Show you're ever going to see, but maybe one of the most exciting, Joe.
Yes.
Who have we got with us? It's a normal episode.
We've got
Just rocked
YouTube
up
sensation Peter Finch. I was going to start with a handshake again, but you mocked me yesterday.
Yeah.
Forget that.
It's the YouTube ways. They just start with a handshake. Why is this going to be the weirdest? Why is this the weirdest show?
We've got a live audience here.
Right.
Matt Fry's behind the camera. Videographer Joe, James Tate off of Bunkered.
By the way, George,
The GMS crew are flying down.
George has come because he was like, these guys need my help.
Oh,
He didn't
don't you
believe-
guys know? We were set up ready to go.
He didn't believe that you could do this on your own.
Really?
Yeah.
What does that say about us, Joe?
Take a seat, George. Get ready to watch a miracle, son. Watch this.
We're here at the cottages at number 8 at Pinehurst, Joe, just to do a completely, totally normal episode. Just happen to have Pete Finch here. What are we going to do with him?
Well, hey, it is a Friday night. I'm open to suggestions.
I've set a very romantic ambience with this YouTube background. We're going to go. We're just going to talk a little bit about the week that we've had so far, aren't we?
Yes.
And then I've got a couple of questions because
Yes.
fascinating character. You've got, you've had an interesting equipment history as a reviewer and now a staff player, and things have changed and things have moved on. So we've got a bit of stuff to get stuck into. I've got some quick fire questions. We've got a normal Ask the Pod. So we're just gonna
From the good pointers.
just gonna have a good old fashioned threesome, aren't we?
Lock the doors, Joe. Start us off.
Oh, now.
Yeah.
Right, Peter.
or actually, no. Do you want to talk about this week? How's
Yeah, go
Pinehurst,
on.
lads?
Yeah, I mean, every threesome does do a bit of foreplay.
This is the
yeah,
foreplay.
Yeah. Pinehurst has been absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
It's been fantastic. And these cottages / mansions are pretty special. If you are ever down here and you do want somewhere to stay, we couldn't recommend it highly enough.
Kick points and Peter Finch approved. The cottages.
Stamp of approval.
How did you play? You played 2, you played 10, you're nursing a bit of an injury, you've eaten all of my paracetamol.
I was bad. I was bad. Is this a sweary podcast?
Yeah, it can be if you like it
Oh,
to be.
God. I was
Yeah.
so bad.
Some might
But
say.
it's kind of like, come on, there might be kids watching this. You know what I mean? Unbelievable. And Matt's here. He's not using this
Sorry,
kind of
Matt.
language. I think I am at the end of the year, like mentally, physically, kind of checked out a little bit. In the match yesterday, me and Matt were playing. We both reached a point. We just kind of looked at each other, and we just knew that the year was over.
The sad resignation
It
of
was
two
just-
beaten men.
Joe showed me some of the shots from that epic today, and it was it was a bit duffy.
Honestly, it was incredible. It's like a scene of a film where everyone's making their escape, and there's like one or two guys who just stay behind because they've just had enough. That was me and Fry yesterday, holding the line.
What did you reckon to our Joe's game when you played number 2?
We're going there.
Do you mind if we bring that up
I'm in
again?
a bad place at the minute. Don't need that. Let's move on. I'm getting get stuck into the first question, Pete. Don't worry about that.
No, it's fine.
One fairway?
I think you are much better than you think you are. I think you struck the ball really well. It didn't generally go the way you were aiming, but everyone can have a bad day. And this was around number 2 at Pinehurst, literally one of the hardest courses on the planet. So
Isn't he nice?
Yeah, I
so
like
you
that. Good spin, Pete.
You should give yourself a little bit of praise.
We did W positive Pete out on the courts because every time Muggins over here got a bit sad, you were the glass half full guy that I think we needed, Joe.
Yeah, well, I wanted you to enjoy your experience. I didn't want you leaving Pinehurst with a salty taste in your mouth.
Well, you told me.
We're not there yet, son. I think it's bitter, isn't it? That's the saying. I didn't want you leaving Pinehurst with a bitter taste in your mouth.
Very kind, Pete. Should we get on to some golf equipment stuff?
Yes, we should. We are a golf equipment podcast, as the Golf Gear Show is. No,
There's a lot of movement behind these cameras. Very off-putting. So sorry about the chaotic nature of what's going on here.
You like to normally be locked in. You got to be fluid. You got to just
We're
go
locked
with
in
it.
a dark room chatting away normally, but this is good.
So we did a Whitby yesterday. Delved into your bag. So we know you're on staff with Titleist. Why are you laughing? This is serious.
You just got to whip me.
Whitby.
Well, no one else
What do you
calls
call-
it that, by the way,
You know,
apart
it's
from us,
literally
apparently.
just
We've got a videographer who's been with us a year, and he looked over the shoulder at my computer when I was doing planning pre-pod on an episode. He went, Whitby? What's in the bag? He's been with us for a year. Didn't know what it meant. Every week we've been going on with that. We did a what's in the bag, Pete. We looked in your bag, didn't we?
We did.
Full bag Titleist, obviously signed this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
But previously a reviewer. I want to know, is there anything you miss about? Because for me, as a gear nerd, the sort of boxes that turn up, still like Christmas, I still get that. Oh, what's in here? This is exciting. Do you miss any of that, or are you over it?
I do to an extent, because like club reviews was something which kind of formed a large part of the content we made. So I do miss the excitement of getting new clubs and kind of trying out new things. But overall, what I'm focused on more is now getting better as a golfer. And I don't think fiddling around with multiple sets in a year is conducive to that. So I think overall is probably the right decision. And obviously I've signed with Titleist, and I'm not, this isn't me brown nosing, this is like a genuine opinion.
Feels like a brown nose alert, everybody.
Yeah,
Brace yourselves.
It's kind of one of those where out of all the brands who like we could have signed with and who we had like interest from, like Titleist is probably the most complete. Like from driver through to ball, like every club, like every category is good. So that was like one of the reasons behind it as well. Yeah, I haven't tested pretty much everything. It was like, you know what, if I'm going to go with one brand, it's very good.
See that on tour a lot. A lot of, like you say, there are brands where technically full bag staff players will nip in a fairway from somewhere else, or a putter from somewhere else, or a ball. Titleist staffers are generally 14 clubs and a ball quite often. Yeah,
it's just the coverage. I mean, there are obviously some really good kind of brands. Obviously, like Fraser, he kind of plays all Mizuno stuff, you know, all through the bag, very good. They've got a ball now, like Ping, obviously really strong, don't have a ball. TaylorMade, Callaway, all pretty complete. I mean, most brands now, they try and cover all areas. But yeah, for me, Titleist just that little level above.
Where are you going? Or am I going?
I'm not going anywhere, much. I'm sat down.
Okay, well, shall I just keep going? Shall
Keep
I just keep firing?
I've got the Astor Pods lined up, and I am watching. I'm going to B-roll this Matt Fry doing a sort of card tower with placemats.
You're going to film live B-roll,
yeah,
while we're podding. This is chaos.
L-roll.
Pete, focusing back on equipment and not Matt Fry's Tower of Doom over there. When you first started out years ago in YouTube, did you ever foresee a time where YouTube golfers would be more attractive to brands than a lot of tour players? Because obviously back when I grew up,
you
know, we were all just looking at the guys on tour and what do they play? I want to play that. And now things have shifted massively over the last couple of years. Did you foresee that, or has this just happened to you?
I didn't perceive it being to the degree that it is. I'd be lying if I kind of had that image in my mind or this image in my mind. Ultimately, that's the thing. Like, you got to keep having to remind myself, like, we're here. I've just signed a deal with Golf Pride. They've got us over to Pinehurst, where we played number 2 and number 10 in one of the greatest golf resorts in the world in the States. And it's kind of, this year, that's kind of a normal week. And that is absolutely mad. Like, it really is kind of crazy. I do often think, and I do kind of wake up and think, how am I still getting away with this? How has no one pointed out that I'm absolute garbage at this, and I'm still getting away with it?
Oh, look at our comment section. That'll humble you.
Yeah. I mean, hanging out with Fryer does make me feel a lot better, I have to say.
Prowling around now behind the camera, astonishing stuff.
Fascinating.
But no, I wouldn't have ever thought it. I mean, I certainly grew up in a generation of tour golf was like legitimately it, as far as being golf entertainment, I suppose, if you want to look at it like that. You would watch, when you watched golf, you would watch tour events. And that's kind of it. Like, that was your kind of medium of golf entertainment. And then when we started making YouTube videos 10 years ago, it switched a little bit, and you had mainstream golf media, Golf Channel, I suppose. They did some different things, but realistically, when YouTube came along, started with coaching, then reviews, people started to get interested, and then it became an entertainment sector. And it became a niche which is now absolutely dominating as far as numbers are concerned of where people's attention is in golf. And that's crazy. And one of the best things about YouTube and like social and all the rest of it is you have access and we can show the numbers. And that's where the big shift has come, because TV, certainly with advertisers, TV were kind of like, you know,
So you mean showing the numbers in terms of views?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So with advertisers, like a TV company could turn around and say, oh yeah, your product, your advert is going to be shown in like 12 million households. And that was just however many subscribers they had to that kind of package, when in fact it could have been shown in like 500,000 homes, but they wouldn't have ever known. And what we can do with YouTube is say, no, this is what you will you will have. So.
But you can even get down to it's front facing for a start, so everyone sees the numbers.
Yeah.
Then you can go and tell them, well, how long were they engaged for? Where were they watching it?
Yeah,
it's so granular.
What are they saying about it?
But what are they saying about it up front? Why wouldn't the brands want to attach themselves more to that than sticking a Callaway hat or a Titleist hat on a Tour Pro?
Yeah, and it's crazy. It's like, and that's why you see so many golfers now starting their own YouTube channels and like assessing kind of how they can be valued, and like having an own YouTube channel, having good followings on social media is the way to do it now.
Big chapter for me felt like the Internet Invitational that just went out a few weeks ago when we were sat here. Huge. That felt like everything built up to that. We're still going to go again, don't get me wrong, but that was an absolute moment in time for internet golf.
Interesting fact about that: they had the same production budget that we've got for this pod right now, and they really stretched it.
So what, bit of imagination. It's
amazing what you can do. I've got that. That's just leading me to one question. Do you mind if I get that in? Golfers getting their own YouTube channels now, tour pros.
Yeah.
Anyone you think who would be your? I fancy this. I'd love to see so and so. What they get up to. Anyone you can think of off the top of your head that you haven't seen?
Honestly, not really. No,
okay.
Not really. But it's kind of when Tommy started up his, I really didn't kind of see that coming. I didn't really expect that, and he's kind of making it work. I think you got to have an interest in it is one thing, because like you can get people who maybe start a channel, don't understand kind of like the amount of work you have to do to put the content out there consistently. So you've got to have a real interest in it. And obviously Bryson's the main example of how it can work. Like Bryson's done an incredible job with his channel. It's unbelievable, like how he's changed the public perception of him.
Oh, huge what he did with that. And now he's as much of a YouTuber as he is a excellent professional golfer.
Oh yeah.
Maybe even more so to most people.
Has anyone reached out to you? Has anyone reached out for advice, for sort of consulting on that type of thing? Because surely you'd be a good person to go to, right?
Yeah, a few people. It's a difficult one though, because ultimately a lot of people are going to start a channel because they just let this guy kind of go past.
Got some gardeners now, just to add another variable into the mix here, guys.
Guy laid some turf out there on a tank. It's
so good.
And that's not a euphemism. He is laying turf.
Yeah, it was. It's just kind of one of those things where out of YouTube, I always had an idea of different stages what I wanted. So when I started YouTube making videos, it was I want to get lessons. So I was doing coaching advice, and it kind of worked. And then it was like, well, I want to do this more full time, and kind of worked. And I want to be a bit more of a business, or employ people, and kind of worked. There's always been a real goal in mind. I think if you're like a top level tour pro and you love playing golf, you're committed to being a pro, you've got more money than you can do anything with, it's kind of like, why would you want to make YouTube videos? I don't know. Like, I'm going to break it down to you guys. If I had about 10 million in the bank, chances are I ain't sat here. You know what I mean?
So it's less than 10 million for those asking. We do get a lot of questions about your current account.
Well, I've just spent about 10 grand fixing my roof.
I saw you spending a lot in the pro shop at Pinehurst as well. That could take a dent as well.
That caught all of us though, didn't it?
Yeah,
did.
They
Some
are
good merch.
hard places to not spend a lot of money, unfortunately.
That's what credit cards are for. Right?
Exactly. Pay it off later.
Should we give Pete a little bit of a rest because he's sipping water here because his mouth's gone so dry? Do you want to go ask the pod and then we'll come back to some quick fire ones for Pete?
Ask the pod.
Yeah.
Do the song?
Jingling?
No. I don't like.
Do you have a
jingling.
jingle?
We got a jingle, Pete.
Yeah.
You not got a jingle?
I love jingles.
Yeah, we love jingles, man. We just sing it ourselves. Just ask the pod 3 times. A bit like the Ben Cadu song we've made up this week.
Where is he?
He's gone home.
He's gone. He said au revoir.
By the way, we've just cleared the room.
It's a good sign for the sort of content here. Right, ask the pod. We get our listeners involved, Pete, and we've got a couple, not specifically because you're here, just a couple that came in recently. We'll get stuck in. Alfie Barber. Hi, Dan and Joe. Started listening.
And Pete.
And Pete.
Hey, Alfie.
Started listening about a month ago, and I've now listened to almost every episode. Having only played golf for 6 months, I've become a proper gearhead already. It's an early start for gearheadedness, but it can catch people early, can't it? I'm 22 years old, and I started off with a Ben Ross HTX2 package set. We talked about Ben Ross last night, weren't we?
We were talking about Ben Ross,
Good.
yeah.
And I didn't have anyone I could borrow some clubs from, and I got hooked after one range session with some mates. I've now upgraded all the clubs, other than my irons, mostly from golf clubs for cash, shower golf clubs for cash. I do not think you've covered this before, but what is your recommendation for a high handicap player with a relatively fast swing speed? My 7-iron speed is around 90 miles an hour with 178 yards of carry. I couldn't find any details on the lofts of the clubs I've got online. I can still be inconsistent with strike, and I'm living off the heel at the moment, but I am getting lessons, so I think that's down to setup change. All the recommendations seem to be super game improvement irons, as you like to say, Joseph, and I've been steered away from players distanced by my friends that are better players. I want to get away from the oversized, massive offset irons. I'm looking for something with more feel, as I think this will help my strike. I don't like the look of my clubs. As I'm so new, I don't want to get fitted. Disagree. Always get fitted
always
at the start. And then have to change in another 6 months. That's the question there. Like, do you get fitted and what for? If you think you're going to improve at speed,
it kind of just sounds like Alfie's confused. And
Very
like,
confused,
you know,
man.
we're all there at some point in our lives.
we all get in the trenches in golf, don't we?
We all look in the mirror and we wonder what's going on. And Alfie just seems to be at that point with his golf clubs.
Where would you send him, Pete?
I mean, I would probably send him to a fitter.
It's the first thing
By the sounds of it. I think ultimately, if he's looking to get something with a little bit less offset, more of a player's profile, I suppose, and he's still a high handicapper. If he finds something that's
hang on, let me guess, Pete. You're going T250 or T350?
I mean, that would be great.
I would also go T250, by the way. They're stunners.
That would be a great iron. Like he's probably going to find a set there that's going to last him for the next kind of 5-10 years.
Don't be afraid that you're going to run out in 6 months. That's not really the way it works.
And also, like, it depends what you're doing as well. Because if he's like, let's say he is a member of a golf club, and he's driving his handicap down, he gets fitted, he invests, and he comes down stupidly quickly. The chances are he's going to be entering comps and winning them, and we'll be able to afford a new set.
Vouchers.
There you go.
Vouchers.
Pro shop vouchers.
Yeah,
What's your take on? We had this chat the other day about. So his mates are obviously telling him you're not quite good enough for these irons yet. I'm not a big on that because we had a rant about should game improvement clubs be renamed shot improvement clubs because they're not really improving your game. They're masking your game. They're improving your shots, but they're not improving your game. I'm a big advocate for like try and play something.
Tiny.
On the border of I think full set of 620 MBs, Alfie. Get yourself in at the deep end. But no, do you know what I mean? So it's playing something that does demand a little bit more precision than you have at that moment to force you into a better strike while striking the balance of still making them playable enough to enjoy. Where do you stand on that?
I'd probably go the opposite in the sense that I think the challenge in golf is presented by the golf course and the conditions and the game. That's the challenge of golf. So I would always err on the side of making it as easy as possible, then you enjoy it more. I think pushing yourself and trying to get better, those natural hurdles that you overcome in golf, I don't think you need to add to them by kind of challenging yourself with the clubs that you use. But this is coming from a position of me being pretty lucky. If I want to change my clubs, I can change my clubs. And for a lot of people like Alfie, he's thinking of this saying, well, I'm not going to drop 2K on a full set of clubs and then within a year have to change them. So I can understand where he's coming from.
620 MB is Alfie. No, I've written down a couple of recommendations. If budget permits, sort of the major OEMs, I like the idea of looking at the numbers where he is game wise. I like P790, T350. Shout out Titleist.
I mean P790 is like it's been in that spot in the market for the last 8-10 years almost. So
it almost owns that category, doesn't it? ZXIR, new Strixon irons, well worth a try. The ZXIR, Strixon's first delve, close your ears, Pete. Strixon's first sort of dive into the game improvement sector. And if you want to go down the direct-to-consumer route, also have a look at Tacoma 101Ts and the Hogan Legend irons. I think would be a good shout. That's just like
he's quite a quick player with something like with P790 not pop a bit too much. I know they've kind of managed to reduce the amount of flyers you get on those things nowadays, but speed not going to be a factor in that. Like basically to Alfie, don't worry. I know it says you're quick. Don't worry about it.
That's the only thing that Alfie's saying. He's like hitting his 7.9 basically 180. That's kind of I hit my 7.9 like about 180. So if that's how he's striking it, if he switches into like a player's distance iron, he's going to be in his 7.9 kind of 190.
You don't want to hit it that far. That's another thing, isn't it? Don't be hitting your 7.9 ridiculously
Don't
far.
forget, we've still got loft and line machines. You can weaken them off if you need to, and then
get yourself
and then
grow.
grow.
Player's distance line though, probably not really. You're beating your 7.9 190 foot in the air.
Yeah, there is that as well. Yeah, as long as you don't play when there's any wind, that's a good suggestion. So hope that's confusing enough for you, Alfie. Don't really think we got to the bottom of the issue.
I'm happy not to answer your question.
Let us know what you go for, Alfie. Another one for us, Joe and P. Dean Dixon, who's a
Oh.
regular. He's from Bendigo.
As a treat, just a little shout out to Dino. He's one of our most regular correspondents.
Oh, Dino.
G'day, Dean.
G'day, Dean. Hi, gents. It's been a while since we last spoke. I have a question about retrofitting irons.
This isn't someone dressed up in old-fashioned clothing fitting people, Pete. We'll explain.
Which I'm all here for.
Which
as well.
Pete's fine with.
Yeah.
End of question. Yes. I personally would love to try graphite in my irons, but the heads would need to be weighted again to match the graphite. Like you have explained that to me. It would be as costly as a new set, and if you don't have a real good club fitter or builder, it could go wrong. Or is it advisable to get fitted for a new set entirely? Retrofitting could be cheaper, and with the prices of clubs in Australia, it's very expensive. A driver from one of the big four with upgraded shaft can be $1,200 Australian dollars and up. What's the exchange rate?
Don't
Feels
know.
frightening.
Sounds awful, though, doesn't
Awful, terrible. What are your thoughts on retrofitting iron sets, Joe and Pete? Regards, Dean from Bendigo.
it? Me or you, Pete?
I mean, I can go.
Go.
We can
Me,
play a
fire
bit
away.
of good cop, bad cop here.
Here we go.
Like retrofitting carbon irons, retrofitting carbon shafts into old irons is like real psychopath behaviour. Like there's absolutely no
Dean's
need.
one of our most valued listeners,
Dean.
Pete.
But I think he's one of our biggest psychos.
No, I think Dean is really overthinking this way too much. Like if you're going to get a full set of carbon shafts, carbon shafts, the benefit of a carbon shaft is you can have the weight the same as a steel. If you kind of really want to, you can add kind of mass to that. And you can adapt and you can change profiles of carbon shafts with a lot more of a degree of preciseness than you can with steel. That's the advantage of them. But you're only really going to do that if you get a new set of irons as well. Like figuring out how to get that set into an old set of irons is, I just don't think it'll be worth it.
I'm going good cop.
Here we go.
Dean, I'm not necessarily of the same opinion. Sometimes we've seen a friend of ours going through this at the moment. He got bedazzled by the T250s. Another shout out for Tyler's there.
Bedazzled.
Just bought them off the rack. He works with us. We've got access to fitters. And he's just got bedazzled, bought off the rack. They're not going well. So he's going through a little retrofit process at the moment. Custom Golf Works, I think, down in Surrey. Not necessarily for graphite here, but so I'll see what you're getting at. But I mean, it's happened. I've done it. I've done it for other people, and just to get on the sort of re-weighting heads thing. Not necessarily. It's not necessarily something you would have to do. For example, if your set is currently playing at D2 or D3 swing weight now, and the total weight would be say 440 grams, like a 270 grams head in a 7-iron, 120 shaft maybe in a 50-gram grip. You might not necessarily be D2 or D3 when it goes down to, if you're going lighter in that graphite, for example, if you're going to an 80-gram shaft or a 90-gram shaft, D2 or D3 might not necessarily suit you there. It's like my chili analogy. Do you remember my chili analogy?
It's a good analogy, this. Settle in.
So, if you're building a chili, Pete, you don't build chilies, you cook chilies, right? Chili con carne.
Okay, yeah.
If I'm building it for you, cooking it for you, me, Fryer, George, Dan, everyone's coming, and I put in 8 chilies because that's going to be a nice level of heat. That's good. If it's just you and me in the fireplace and I'm just cooking it for the two of us and I put 8 chilies in there, that's going to be very overpowering. It's the same analogy with shafts. You go to D2, D3 when you've lost 40 grams of total weight, that is not going to balance up. That is not going to be a good match. So what I would do, if you're adamant you want to try carbon shafts and you're not going to go from the starting point of going from new, you desperately want to do this retro build, just go armed with one of the components, the Mount Rushmore of golf components, self-adhesive lead tape, and then just work up and down until you find a sweet spot. It's doable. I'm kind of with Pete. It's not optimal, but it's doable.
It's just too much. Like,
You haven't heard our audience.
It's just too much thinking about it. Like I get and I do understand, and I really do enjoy like equipment and like going through all the tech and like anything new. It's exciting. But when it gets to this point, like when you're retrofitting carbon shafts and then putting lead tape on and all the rest of it, and I am going to be, if I could be honest about this with Dino, like, do we know what handicap Dino is?
Ooh.
Dean's never really mentioned
He's
it.
never
has he?
mentioned it. He's a bit coy about it.
No, hang on. I seem to remember some correspondence from Dean. He's an
I've got
ex-PGA pro, I think.
He is a PGA
So-
pro.
I think he's a bit older now.
yeah, his emails are PGA.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like if you're a pro and you're like playing on a really, really regular basis, or you're a really good amateur, like this could kind of have an effect. Like, and if you've got the time to dedicate to it. But this is really, really, really niche. Like this conversation.
What everyone said about our podcast, Pete.
We're still here.
Like this conversation of retrofitting into carbon and then like doing swing weights and self-adhesive lead tape. We're talking to an audience of about 100 people worldwide who would actually
And hello to you all.
benefit from
You know,
this.
listening figures as well.
Like this is niche. You could fill all these people into a village hall, and you know what? Lock the doors.
And we'll be,
And I'll be there, Pete,
Yeah.
with them.
we'd have a right.
You'll be on the pulpit. Welcome, brothers.
The gathering I've been hoping for some time.
We had a cracking conversation last night about our Mount Rushmore of golf components. That really did make.
We
me
felt
chuckle.
very exposed. The boys got up one of our social media posts. I've never felt so exposed. But all good fun.
We've got some quick fire ones for you though, Pete. Now to end, we've got our transfer to the airports in 13 minutes.
That's fine. We can keep it going. You can wait.
If we just
Hold the
leave and go to
plane.
the airport, can you keep the recording equipment and just natter on for an hour?
Yeah.
or so?
Well, I mean, what time's your flight?
FedEx us 8 o'clock.
And you're
Yeah.
leaving at 4.
For
You're
bit,
going to be there
bit key.
3.5 hours before your flight.
Overkill, isn't it? Pete's keen to
It's
crack
pushing
on.
15 minutes, eh?
If you're there any more than an hour before your flight, like, come on.
I'm a twitchy flyer.
You are a
Yeah,
twitchy
I'd
flyer.
like to have been there 8 hours ago. Pete, worst equipment purchase you've ever made? Have you ever been, a couple of beers, get yourself on eBay and just had a bit of a mare?
Oh, wow. That's a tricky one. I would probably say my first ever launch monitor. I got a flight scope kind of like back in the day, and started filming and making videos like pretty much straight away afterwards. And if I'd
Just as you'd started?
if I'd have just held out for a little bit longer, I could
They'd have given you one.
Could have saved myself like 10 grand, yeah. Which was a little bit frustrating, I must admit. But yeah, like I said, recently I've been super lucky. I don't have to. I get pretty much everything I want. I do remember recently I bought a load of Scotty Cameron putters, like to start my collection. Not those ones.
Not the ones that are here, there's more.
Older classic ones.
Oh, brilliant.
To start my collection, and to get them all refurbished,
Yeah.
and to get them all redone. And since I got them, I have done precisely nothing with them. So I think that's probably going to end up being a waste of money.
Frame them somewhere nice. Get them up in the studio. Something like that, right?
I'm going next. Do you have a favourite club from your childhood, Pete? Your junior days? Any club that sticks out from growing up that's the Badger?
House and Derby 2s.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolute classic set. Like hitting a ball with a shovel. But it was like my first proper set of golf clubs. House and Derby 2s. They had like
sorry, I need to Google House and
This
Derby.
could be big.
Howson.
Howson. H-O-W-S-O-N.
Howson.
W.
House and Derby 2s.
This could be big for Howson.
H-A-W what? S-E-N?
H-O-W. Howson.
And
Derby.
Sam.
While you're doing that, okay, like that. That's a pretty succinct
Oh
answer straight
my.
away.
They got like a red pyramid on the face. Like an alignment aid.
B-roll for those watching. Yeah, big fan.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Sorry.
Next one. If you could have a club from any tour pro from history for one round of golf, you could just have a knock. You could put it in the bag. One specific club. Can you think of anything that stands out?
Yeah, Tiger's PT3 wood from St Andrews 2000.
I totally gone the wrong way there. As soon as you said Tiger, I thought I was going to go the putter, the elder one, but the
No,
PT3
no.
would.
Oh yeah, unreal. What a club.
Nice shout.
What an actual
Have you ever
golf
seen
club.
the step pattern on that where he's tipped an X100 about 8 inches? The first step is about that far from the head. It's like,
Absolute filth.
yeah, that's phenomenal.
Bit.
We actually saw one today. We stopped into Pinehurst Village, met the
Are
coolest.
you in town? Are you in town for long?
Yeah, no.
Have you been to the store?
The guys
Tom?
were saying you got into a deep convo.
Very deep. He's met everyone in golf and Gorbachev.
It was one of the most wholesome experiences of my life meeting. It was Tom Stewart, his name is, PJ Pro. He used to work for Arnold Palmer. He's done a lot with Mo Norman, Mac O'Grady.
Mother Teresa
And we've got
briefly.
and we've got Mother Teresa briefly, Princess Anne briefly as well, hugged
Gave
her.
her a hug.
And we've got photo evidence of all of that in this coolest little shop you've ever seen. I'm going to chuck some B-roll of that in now because that was
Get yourself up there, Pete, before you go. If you get any time, I know you're here for a couple more days. You
highlights.
lose a couple hours in there.
Big highlight.
Love that.
You cracking on, Dan?
Yes, the next one. Rollback ball. Where do you stand? What's the Finch line?
Not needed. Unnecessary. Bifurcation is the worst thing you can do to a sport. Just don't do it. It's pointless. What's the point? Like literally, what's the point? What is the point? Explain to me what the point is.
I think they're trying to bring back courses that have become redundant, aren't they? And make them. Is that a
Else
thing?
we can play them still.
Yeah,
I don't need to see the pros on
who
that.
actually, like, honestly, who cares about?
Let us know.
Like, I love to see these beautiful courses, and you know, I would love to see, say, the Tour Pros take on Sunningdale, for example, Sunningdale Old. Realistically, they're not going to be able to do that because it's too short. They kind of rip it apart. But at the same time, like, they're the best players in the world. Like, if they do play that event and they do rip it apart,
Good for
who
them.
cares? Yeah, good for them. Well done. Like, congratulations for being really good at golf.
The score under par is the score under par. If everyone's there or thereabouts, it's still a close event.
I said this to
Yeah.
my friend. He was watching an event the other day and like 28 under par. I hate this. It's both so boring them tearing it apart. Well, I said to him, just in your head, change that par to a 3 if it makes you feel better.
Like, I get it, but there are enough great golf courses that can be adapted to the modern game, and overall, the majority of people who play are like the rest of us. Like, it's the people who can go to these courses and still be challenged by them. So I don't see the need to kind of roll it back. It just feels pointless. Feels like a conversation which is boring as hell, and
Thanks,
is
Pete.
being had by tweeded gentlemen who are trying to protect like rye.
Yeah. I'm glad Fryer
Right.
wasn't. I'm glad Fryer's left for this bit because he's a big shrink the game man, and that's not going to help, is it?
No, it's just it just doesn't really do it. If you really wanted to change it, like, you wouldn't have to roll back the ball. Like, if you wanted to actually make some of these courses playable again, make the ball a bit bigger. Make the ball a bit bigger, more
Saw a
friction.
big ball in the USGA,
Yeah. Did you
didn't
touch
we?
the big ball in there?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's all the big balls.
Lovely, wasn't
USGA.
it?
We were at the USGA. What would you call it? The conforming
Office.
centre where they do all the testing
Yeah.
for the CT testing, balls, aerodynamics. They had like balls with no dimples, balls with half dimples, big balls, little balls, heavy balls, light balls, any balls.
Any
balls?
balls?
We just
Any
got a new
balls? Any
jingle.
balls? Any balls?
We just should workshop the new jingle there.
There's ways to make courses harder as well if it's really just about the test.
Yeah, my two would be,
yeah.
you know, you can do that with tricking the greens up, firming them up, more rough around the greens. You can make driver heads smaller, and that's my one.
like
I'd
that
love
one
to
the
see the
most.
driver heads go smaller, and so the guys that's still generating that speed, there's some jeopardy
that's
on
the thing.
it.
But it wouldn't affect Tour Pros. Like, Tour Pros hit the middle of the golf club. Like, that's, you can say, oh, maybe the equipment has raised the entire level of the fields, but ultimately Tour Pros hit the middle of a golf club.
I'd counter that in my memory, and maybe this is one of those, the older I get, the better I was, or things were different in the olden days type of things. But they used to say there's about 6 to 12 people on tour that could really drive the golf ball. And like when Greg Norman was world number 1,
Yeah.
because of the level of precision required to hit that with a Bellata ball and the smaller heads and steel shafts, that was a real separator. It seems like everyone on tour now can just drive the ball, right? And that's the way I look at it.
I think it's speed.
Yeah.
Speed is the big difference. Like, Norman swung fast, and at that time there were players who could shift it. Like Nicholas back in the day was a massive hitter of the golf ball. But now the understanding of speed, how to generate it and put it on the ball, that's the biggest difference maker. It's not so much that the clubs have got better, it's what's the ball and the club together, like that match has really started to see massive distance gains. But it's the fact that everyone now is an athlete and they can generate a hell of a lot of club speed. Stick a Bellata and like a wooden club in their hand. You know what? They're still going to get it out there. Just play the game.
Just play it and enjoy it.
Yeah, and just let everyone else enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the thing.
I like this attitude, this stop overthinking it attitude. You're a big, I like that.
Just get out and play.
Yeah.
Just get out and play.
Just do it.
Right, final one, Pete.
No,
before
more.
Cool, more.
5.
More.
5 more. We got to go off the top of our. Get on ChatGPT. Done. ChatGPT. Quick.
Pete, what's your favourite colour?
Zero torque, mini drivers, 9 woods, 7 woods. There's been a few trends that have become more prevalent over the last few years. Crystal ball. What's next, Pete?
Oh, man.
Be as kooky as you like. You can make it up. A ridiculous one. Zero
The
torque
200
drivers.
The 200 putter we saw.
Yeah.
If I was gonna make a prediction, I'd probably say, like when we talked about like 7 woods, I would say that kind of trend as far as you got your 5, your 7, your 9, like the amount of irons in people's bags, I would say is going to reduce.
PXG have just released an 11 wood this year and an 8 hybrid, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be right. You might have seen something there.
Wow, I bet they're great. So I think, lol.
For the sake of balance, I think they're great.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it will make a difference if there is a ball rollback, or there are like equipment kind of changes. But
I hadn't thought of that because manufacturers will have to adapt, right? Yeah.
That's the thing, and the adaptation will be made. This is why I think, again, just to harp on about it, it is, I think, a bit more of a waste of time because there will be an adaptation and there will be a change.
The manufacturers will find a way.
Yeah.
They will, of course. They will.
Life always finds a way.
They'll change. Life always finds a way. Very philosophical this evening.
Lovely.
Pete. They will. They'll just figure it out. They go, right, here's the ball. Let's take it 3 years down the line, but they'll be busy beavering away to make it back to where it was, and this whole exercise would have been pointless.
It is good though. Like the one thing which is quite good about golf and golf manufacturing equipment, there is always something which is a bit new that comes along. Like zero torque putters. Like ultimately zero torque putters, they're not that complicated. You took certainly what you're doing now, you took a centre shafted putter and just moved the shaft a bit further back. That's all it was. That's all you do. But the story and the difference that made within the putting scene in the last 2 years has been massive. It doesn't take a lot to kind of change a whole kind of section of putters. I was just watching the Hero Challenge over in the
fireplace.
Sorry, yeah. So this is Bahamas at the moment.
Hot in the Bahamas.
It's heating up over there. That's Scottish Sheffield Shore game, right? And like there's so many players using kind of zero torque. It's kind of crazy. So it's obviously like had an effect.
Right, we're getting shouted at from above it, and I know you want to finish. No, you want to carry on, brother. I've got one last one.
Yeah, I think we got loads of time.
Well, they keep shouting us. I can hear Fryer shouting, Joe.
You're packed, aren't you?
I'm packed. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I want to know. I'm going to get a bit kiss. I'm going to pucker up and get a bit kiss arsey here. But like, it's been a really like for people who've watched you from early doors. It's really like people feel involved and people love to see your journey and how far you've come. And like you said, it surprised you. We spoke about like the sort of first time you realised you were having an influence on brands and seeing Lab and knowing that you could directly influence the success of a brand and stuff like that. So it's come such a long way. You're focusing on playing, and that's going really well. Like I've seen such a marked improvement in your golf and your technique, and you must be really proud of that. I want to know what's next. Obviously, we're talking maybe not even next because we know what's next. You're going playing. You want to see how far you can take that. You're gonna try and go as far as you can there. Where do you have an exit strategy? Where do you see this ending? What do you want to end up doing? Do you see yourself consulting on other YouTube channels? Have you thought that far ahead?
Not really. Like I've always thought I'll carry on doing this as long as I'm enjoying it, and I still do enjoy it. This year's been a bit more of a test because the amount of like traveling we've done and the amount I've been away from home, it's been kind of crazy. So I think that's going to have to be adapted next year. But also, like, YouTube is always changing and it's always a challenge. And the content that I produced 2 years ago, say, just won't kind of work now. So we need to adapt to, we need to change. As long as I make videos and people are willing to watch, and as long as I can make enough money to employ people, that's probably what I'll do. And I'll just kind of keep on doing it. And, you know, I'm kind of self-aware enough, I suppose, to know that this is literally the only thing that I've ever been good at. Like, literally. I am an absolute dumpster fire in every other part of my life, apart from this. And that's saying something, because I'm shit at this.
Playing to your strengths, Pete. That's what you're doing.
Yeah. I'll go along with that. So yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it until someone tells me to stop.
It's a great strategy.
Stop.
So someone I have massive respect for.
Okay. Dan, tell him.
Yeah, I think, but it's good. It's good. I mean, this is the thing. Like, it's kind of crazy that kind of I'm here and talking, and the fact that some people watching this will find any kind of value in kind of what we're talking about. That's kind of wild.
Obviously, it's nice, isn't it?
It's nice.
It's nice.
And obviously, like, you know, some people will watch this and think we're talking drivel, which
there will be comments.
Don't
Don't worry about that.
Which is absolutely fine, and I get it. But
felt very personal attack that one, does.
It's just nice to think, like, what a job. Like, what a
your
job.
attitude, Pete. You should take a leaf out of
Good
Pete's
outlook.
book.
I've got a lot to learn.
Positive, Pete.
I've done
lucky.
a lot of crap jobs in my time to understand that I'm very lucky. So.
Got anything else, Dan? What a wholesome way to finish that is.
I'm warm now. I'm warm by the fire and I'm warm in my soul. Should we leave Joe? Pete, thanks for joining us. It's been great to corral you. You've had a busy day filming, so
Just
appreciate
leave him with the
taking some
equipment
time.
and get him to send. Oh, you can crack on if you want,
Crack
Pete. While
on.
we
Get the
make
lads
our way
in.
to the airport.
Just keep on going. I've literally not stopped talking all day.
Yeah, you're in a roll. That's what it is.
My voice, like after last night, we had a couple of drinks last night.
Sexy, you sound.
I was just getting like deeper and deeper and deeper.
Barry White by the end.
Very sexy. Very sexy.
Auditioning for Game of Thrones.
Not so sexy.
Come
That.
on.
Not so sexy for me.
Bring
That one.
it
But
home, you
thank you. Was so wholesome until then. But thank you so much for joining us, Pete. Have a nice rest over Christmas. Rest your shoulder up.
Yeah.
Make some plans, and don't travel so much next year. Be kind to yourself.
No,
Can we
yeah.
finish with a handshake?
Yeah.
Because you didn't let me start with one.
Oh right, okay. Yeah, sorry. I didn't know where that was. Didn't know where that was. Air shake, astral shake.
Bye, everyone. See you on Monday.
There you go. Bye.
Bye.
See you, Dino. Good luck with your
Dino,
chef.
Alfie.
G'day,
the
Dino.
lads. It's George one. Little picky.